I'm Mike with List 25, and here are the 25 most obese states in the United States of America. As a note, all data has been derived from the State of Obesity most recent 2014 numbers, which was published in September 2015. Hey Tristan, what did Delaware? I don't know, Alaska. North Carolina, 29.7%. North Carolina starts off our list of the fattest states in the USA with a whopping 29.7% obesity rate. Though at the bottom of our list, the state's obesity rate has risen at an alarming speed, going from 12.3 in 1990 to 20.9 in 2000 to its current near 30%. Particularly troubling is that 15.4% of 2 to 4-year-olds from low-income families are obese, making obesity a struggle for many Carolinians since infancy.
24.
Alaska, 29.7%. It doesn't come as a surprise to us that people who can rarely leave their house due to the cold would be some of the most obese in the country. Though Alaska had the third lowest rates of diabetes in the country, obesity-related cancers are expected to triple by 2030.
23.
South Dakota, 29.8%. Made up largely of German, Scandinavian, and Irish immigrants, South Dakota is one of the fattest states in America. A diet high in beef and grains has played a major role in the state's decline since the foods are some of its primary agricultural products.
22.
Missouri, 30.2%. Tied with the next two states, Missouri has some of the most relaxed tobacco and alcohol laws in the country. Combined with lack of exercise and poor diet, the unhealthy lifestyles of many Missourians means cases of heart disease will increase fivefold over the next 15 years.
21.
Pennsylvania, 30.2%. Pennsylvania has a magnificent food heritage, largely as a result of the baking tradition of the Pennsylvania Dutch, who were actually Germans. The food most associated with Pennsylvania isn't the healthiest. The state is the leading manufacturer of pretzels and potato chips and the center of American chocolate production.
20.
Nebraska, 30.2%. Nebraska has one of the highest health disparities by education level in the country. As seen in other states, the more education a person has, the less likely they are to be obese. In Nebraska, 39% of people who had not finished high school were obese, compared to 35% who had some college and 25% who graduated college.
19.
Georgia, 30.5%. Perhaps due to the state's strong history of farming, Georgians eat more vegetables than many other states. But the often unhealthy cooking techniques counter out the benefits. In 2014, Georgians again decreased their amount of daily exercise, ranking 41st among states with citizens who regularly exercise.
18.
Michigan, 30.7%. Tied with number 17 for obesity rates, Michigan has the 12th highest rate of physical inactivity in the country. Across all states, obesity doesn't affect everyone equally. There's a severe and noticeable racial divide. Research by the State of Obesity found that, compared to whites, black children see twice the number of calories advertised in fast food commercials.
17.
Delaware, 30.7%. The racial divide is further seen in Delaware, where 37% of blacks and 32% of Latinos are obese, compared with 28% of whites. Among adult women, 82% of black women are obese, compared with 77% of Latino women and 63% of white women.
16.
Iowa, 30.9%. Despite their high obesity levels, Iowans scored better on two other health metrics: physical inactivity level and hypertension, barely avoiding the top 25 worst states in the country. A high prevalence of binge drinking leads Iowans to put on empty calories that are hard to work off. A major agricultural producer, Iowa grew 19% of the US's corn and 30% of its pigs. Major agricultural producer.
15.
Tennessee, 31.2%. Yet another southern state on our list, Tennessee has the 6th highest rate of hypertension in the country. The top 12 states for hypertension are all in the South. The volunteer state may be spending too much time jamming to music, as it has the 5th highest national obesity rate, 20.5%, among teenagers and the 2nd highest rate of diabetes.
14.
Wisconsin, 31.2%. The largest cheese producer in America, Wisconsin makes 25% of the nation's cheese. It also produces the same amount of the national butter load. This high amount of fat-rich foods and a colder climate help contribute to the state's current obesity rate.
13.
Kansas, 31.3%. Kansas is known for its barbecue, and it seems its residents have gotten caught up in meat smoking and forgotten about eating their greens. About 22% of Kansas residents don't eat a vegetable each day, and a whopping 41% don't eat a piece of fruit at least daily, even though 5 a day is the recommended number.
12.
Kentucky, 31.6%. Though young people are less likely to be overweight, Kentucky's high school students are the fattest in the nation, with an 18% obesity rate. Kentucky always lands among the worst states for weight-related diseases and has one of the highest prevalences of cancer-related deaths and preventable hospitalizations.
11.
Texas, 31.9%. Everything's bigger in Texas, and that sure is true when it comes to waistlines. The Lone Star State is known for its meats, which it's the largest producer of in the country. It also has the most farms and acreage. Known for its state fairs, Texas has produced some of the unhealthiest culinary creations, including deep-fried Coke and deep-fried butter.
10.
South Carolina, 32.1%. Now we're getting into the worst of the worst. States which routinely rank in the top 10 for the lowest rates of physical activity and fruit and vegetable consumption, but highest in terms of weight-related diseases. South Carolina kicks off our top 10 most obese states in America. Its dependence on fried food and southern cooking, while tasty, has led to expanding waistlines and billions more in healthcare costs.
9.
North Dakota, 32.2%. North Dakota has one of the highest rates of Latino obesity in the country, with 38% of local Latinos suffering from the condition. The oil boom has brought many new people to the Rough Rider state, but long working hours under stressful conditions has led to unhealthy eating habits. Despite being the national leader in the production of a variety of beans and wheat, it seems North Dakotans haven't taken up these healthier foods as much as they should have.
8.
Ohio, 32.6%. Speaking of nutrition, millions of Americans don't have access to healthy foods, and it's driving up obesity rates. Food insecurity is the state of having limited access to adequate food and nutrition due to cost, physical proximity, or resources. Ohio has one of the highest food insecurity levels in the country, meaning many Ohioans lack access to affordable and healthy food or can't find it in a nearby area.
7.
Indiana, 32.7%. One of the biggest signs of being food insecure is living in a food desert. Defined as living in a place without a supermarket within 1 mile for urban areas, or 10 miles for rural areas, food deserts can often be identified by the back-to-back string of fast food chains. Combined with high levels of smoking and air pollution, Indiana is literally the 7th most obese state in the United States.
6.
Oklahoma, 33%. Full of food deserts, Oklahoma has the 2nd lowest daily consumption of fruits in the entire country. It shouldn't be a surprise then that 1 in 3 Okies are obese. These rates are often worse for Native Americans, many who live on plantations far away from supermarkets and resort to drugs and alcohol to cope, further diminishing their health. In fact, low-income Native American preschoolers have the highest preschool obesity rates in the country at 21%, and that's even before the child is 4 years old.
5.
Alabama, 33.5%. The heart of Dixie may need to see a doctor for a heart transplant. Alabama has the 2nd highest rate of hypertension and 4th highest rate of diabetes in the country. Both income and racial inequality are again seen to affect obesity levels. 42% of black Alabamans are obese, compared to 30% of white Alabamans. Moreover, food insecurity is highest in households below the federal poverty line or headed by a black or Latino person.
4.
Louisiana, 34.9%. No one can argue that Cajun cooking is darn good food, but that doesn't help Louisiana's position as the worst state in United Health Foundation's ranking of health. The 4th fattest state, Louisiana also ranked lowest in the number of adults consuming at least 1 vegetable daily, with 1 in 3 people foregoing the produce.
3.
Mississippi, 35.5%. In contrast, Mississippi has the most adults, 51%, who don't even eat a fruit each day. This isn't shocking, considering Mississippi has the highest level, 22%, of food insecurity in the country. High poverty levels as the nation's poorest state further compound the problem, as does its ranking as the state with the highest level of physical inactivity. Sounds like it's time for locals to lay off the iced tea and lemonade and get active.
2.
West Virginia, 35.7%. The second fattest and second poorest state in the country also has the highest rate of diabetes and hypertension. Rising drug-related deaths and numbers of impoverished children give West Virginia a deep hole to dig itself out of. The hole might be better thought of as an imprint on the couch. Despite not dealing with as much food insecurity as other states, and being one of the states with the highest outdoor recreation potential, many West Virginians aren't very optimistic. The death rate has even edged above the birth rate in recent years, making it the only such state in the country.
1.
Arkansas, 35.9%. The all-time fattest state in America is Arkansas. High levels of obesity, smoking, and sedentary lifestyles make Arkansans some of the most unhealthiest people in the country. Obesity has more than doubled in the past 20 years, and, combined with overweight percentages, 7 in 10 Arkansans are at unhealthy weight levels. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 2 videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.